Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for tuning into this video. I definitely do appreciate it, but I would actually appreciate it more if you like and subscribe. But if you don't, it's fine. I still need to convince you. It's no problem. So let's just go ahead and get on with this video. Let's not waste any more time. If you had the chance to look at CCIV's progress today, you would have noticed that CCIV actually hit a peak of $21.62. That means that it actually had an increase of, wow, almost 20% since it opened today in the morning. That is crazy, right? All right, but what actually made this spike happen? Because then we see a big downfall. Let's just analyze some stuff. Investor Place states CCIV stock Lucid Motors SPAC merger rumors send Churchill Capital climbing again. However, this was sent at 10:56 in the morning. It still doesn't correlate. Let's look into this. Why CCIV stock is moving. Early this morning, Russ Mitchell wrote for the Los Angeles Times, the Lucid Motors is set to go public. Okay, so did we finally confirm this? Before, it was just a rumor. People were just speculating that Lucid Motors was gonna go. But now, do we have an actual article? Today, around 5 in the morning, Los Angeles Times actually placed a big announcement. Lucid Motors prepares to go public thanks to Saudi money and SPAC mania. So this was at 5 in the morning on January 22 of 2021. But that still didn't make that peak. There was no peak yet. Right? There was not such a big increase. So let's keep looking into this. I like to read this article. Earlier this morning, Russ Mitchell wrote for the Los Angeles Times that Lucid Motors is set to go public. In his article, he acknowledges that EV maker has struggled financially. However, thanks to all the hype around blank check companies and backing from Saudi Arabia, Lucid Motors is now in a much better place. That makes me feel so much better. Mitchell also takes the excitement up a notch. He wrote this morning that the deal is near completion, according to those familiar with the Lucid Motors SPAC merger negotiations. He also said that such a deal would bring Lucid Motors a hefty amount of cash. Yes, it would bring me a lot of cash, which should help it debut the Air and address the other all-electric models in its pipeline from Mitchell. If the deal goes off without a hitch, Lucid executives and board members, including Chairman Andrew Liveris, a former Dow chemical chief executive with deep financial ties to Saudi Arabia, would get a shot at a big payday. Well, he wouldn't be the only one, but I'm sure he's going to be making more money than I am. After Klein, refused to comment on the deal, the article from Mitchell is a fresh beacon of hope. However, while exciting for the fans of CCIV stock, there is still reason for caution. There's still no official confirmation and no set timeline for such confirmation to come through. As Mitchell stated, if the deal goes through, it will be great for executives. It would also give investors access to a potential Tesla killer in the public markets. For now though, do your own research. Oh, I like that. Do your own research and evaluate how much pre-merger risk you want to take on. So thank you, Los Angeles Times. Let's move on to another one. A note from Peter Rawlinson. This was actually published on January 21, 2021. Wow, not 2020, 2021. A look back ahead from our CEO. But let's read it into more detail. I actually like using Seeking Alpha for this because they try to narrow it down to the most important stuff. Lucid Motors CEO Peter Rawlinson posted an update on the electric vehicles makers' plans for this year. Some excerpts are below. Make no mistake, 2021 will be a critical time for the EV industry as a whole. It's a time of transformation. Stateside, we expect climate change to be a key focus of the new American administration, much like elsewhere. Electrification is a technology race, and though you'll have options, it's my belief our devotion to efficiency and luxury will put Air well above any competition. Okay, that's good. What else does he have to say? In just a few short months, the Air shall be in production. Yes, that's good for us. Few companies have ever made it to this point. Our first product will define us, so trust that it will simply amaze. For those who have already reserved, thank you for supporting us on this journey. I'm one of those supporters, baby. Let's go. This is the year we'll begin delivering your cars, and we can't wait to see them out in the world. Oh yeah, I want a car. We'll be supporting you with a network of new Lucid studio and service locations, in addition to our nationwide charging partnership with Electrify America. Building on the new studios we have now, expect 20 by end of year. Including international expansion, we'll also be making strides on endeavors such as Project Gravity, our first SUV. I mentioned this in my previous video. We believe electric is the way forward and will prove that to you and release of the groundbreaking Lucid Air. Okay, but there's still no comment regarding the SPAC deal with CCIV. Okay, well, that's okay. It's still not bad and still not as as good, but no news is good news, right? Sometimes no news is good news. According to several sources, I can't say my sources because they're not specifically mine, Berlin actually included Berlin Exchange, the worldwide stocks. Berlin Exchange included CCIV in their exchange. So now they're allowed to start, CCIV actually entered Berlin's exchange. So that's really good. Let's, give credit to where it's due. Alex Cutler from Twitter gave this information up. I also saw this from here. Finn Boots, shout out to both Alex Cutler and Finn Boots. A lot of people have speculations about Alex Cutler. I also did my research. Anytime that he does post anything, I do like to back it up. I like to back check his stuff. But ever since I started following this guy, his tweets have been, credible because he actually backs it up. He backs it up with a lot of sources. So I do appreciate that. So he posted this at 2:27 in the morning, January 22nd, 2001. Another one, Alex Cutler. So it seems that Alex Cutler and David Faber don't really get along. I do remember when David Faber, this guy. So you may recognize David Faber from CNBC. He's actually the guy who last week said this merger is going to happen. And by merger, I mean CCIV and Lucid Motors. It's not going to happen. So you saw that there was actually a big decrease, not a huge decrease, but it was pretty big. Like we saw almost a 10% decrease. But does he have any sources? He didn't provide any sources. It was just speculations. So what does Alex Cutler have to say about this? Chandler Swing says, Faber on CNBC, deal is questionable. Thanks for the incredible insight. Stock down 2% on the idiocy. Buy the dip. I do agree with that. He doesn't really have any sources. Last time he went on and talked about this, Alex Cutler says, David Faber continues to show absolutely no education on this situation. Faber clearly has done no research, quite immature. Funny man. What else does he have to say? When this merger goes through, which it will, I want his job because unlike him, I actually investigate and speak to sources close to the situation. Good man. All right. Well, I do agree with him. He backs up his stuff. Like he doesn't just say, I don't believe CCIV is going to happen because blah, 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 blah. And no sources. Like you can't say that. You can't really do that. That's not professional. He should have credible sources because a lot of people listen to him and that's what drives the market. What else? Oh, this guy actually went so far that he actually got blocked. David Faber blocked Alex Cutler. Guess that must have been right. Go research before you open your mouth. You're supposed to be better than that. All right, let's go ahead and move on from this drama. So Alex Cutler tweeted on January 20th, 2021, CCIV, January 27-28 Future Investment Initiative is Saudi Arabia's annual tech and innovation conference where major projects and investment announcements happen. Michael Klein and Public Investment Fund are regular attendees. The PIF owns 67% of Lucid Motors. I've heard about them before. Yeah, I've heard about them before. Who are they? Oh wait, Lucid Motors. Owner Public Investment Fund of Saudi Arabia. Yep, so that checks out. If this actually does happen, maybe the merger might be announced here. Who knows? We're just gonna have to hope for the best. So another announcement was actually made by Alex Cutler not too long ago. It was made 3:14 p.m. on January 22nd of 2021. Not CCIV, what else do you have bears? DirecTV just got sold to a private equity. Exclusively, AT&T in exclusive talks to sell minority stake in DirecTV to private equity firm. Does he have a source? Of course he does. Yes, he does have a source. See, that's what I like about this guy. Exclusive buyout firm TPG in the lead for stake in AT&T's DirecTV sources. So that's great. That's amazing for us because that really, put us in a very thin line whether or not CCIV was going to go Lucid Motors or was it going to go with DirecTV. And why do I say that? Because back in November 4th, 2020, Bloomberg actually posted an article saying Michael Klein's Churchill SPAC eyes AT&T's DirecTV stake. I'm not sure why Michael Klein would ever consider going with DirecTV if the AT&T purchasing DirecTV was one of the worst mistakes. It actually drove AT&T down. So please, Michael Klein, do not even consider ever purchasing DirecTV ever. Okay, so I'm glad that it was confirmed that CCIV is no longer in talks with DirecTV because it says buyout firm TPG in the lead for stake in AT&T's DirecTVs, as sources say. But it's still talks, but we're still hoping for the best here. All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's all I have for you today. Thank you so much for listening to me. Oh yeah, one more thing. Remember when I was telling you that DirecTV was being bought by someone else, or is in talks of being with someone else? Well, look at how big of a spike this actually happened. Remember, this announcement was made around 3:12 p.m. or something, and look how big of a spike this actually made in CCIV. So let's just go ahead and pray that it happens. Let's go ahead. Let's do this. We can do this. All right. I'm sorry if I do stumble on my words sometimes, but I'm trying to get better. All right. You know, practice makes better, or practice makes perfect. Ugh, see, I just messed up there. All right. Well, I'm not an expert or anything like that. I'm just doing it because I like sharing my knowledge. It's pretty, well, I like sharing the research that I find. Thank you once again for tuning into this video, and I hope you know, always be patient, and don't forget to subscribe and like this video only if you liked it or you enjoyed it, because I will be posting more videos in the future, because I do like, you know, I do like doing this research. It's pretty fun. Okay, so, you know, always be patient. Investment is risky, but it's well worth it. Okay, so let's go ahead. Let's pray that Lucid Motors actually does merge with CCIV, and let's just take this chance. All right, have a good one, guys.